Yo, Thredonia was with a Z up. Today I'm going to defend somebody that I never thought I would ever defend. This guy. Yeah! Yeah, but, I think I got to. As you know, KO was suspended last week because he donated money to Democratic candidates who knew that Keith supported Democrats. Yeah, I know, it was against NBC policy. Blah, 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 blah. Do we really care? And more to the point, should we care? I guess I understand that the idea behind NBC's policy that you can't donate is because they want to preserve that, we're all unbiased, honest journalists bullcrap that really has no meaning in the modern world. Never has any meaning. But it's stupid. Of all the things that Keith Olbermann does to support the left and to support Democrats, donating money to him, to them, is the least valuable, the most meaningless. I say, Keith, give all the money you want to him. That's great. If the idea behind that policy is we're trying to remain unbiased, what value do you think that some of the things that Olbermann says on his show has to the kind of candidates he supports, to the progressive movement, to Democrats in general? Ponder that while I show you a couple of clips. We get the first clip ready? Okay, roll the first clip. Take a look.
In short, in Scott Brown, we have an irresponsible, homophobic, racist, reactionary, ex-new model, teabagging supporter of violence against women and against politicians with whom he disagrees.
Okay. Does that seem like a political point of view here? Is he trying to tell us something about Scott Brown, who is a candidate in one of the most vital elections? Is that worth something to Martha Coakley, who was running against him at the time? More than $2,400 or whatever the hell the amount of the check that he wrote to Democratic candidates was? I kind of think so. Exhibit B. Roll the clip.
This advice, Mr. Bush, shut the hell up.
Now, just imagine if somebody had done a similar thing, say that Beck or O'Reilly or someone on the right had told Barack Obama to shut the hell up. How do you think that would have gone over? Yeah, me too. But again, he's making a political point here. I mean, this is of immense value to his party. All that emotion, all that angst, all that self-righteous indignation that Keith just oozes is of immense value to the people that he supports. One more. And I'm sorry, I know this is painful, but one more. Last one, promise. Okay, roll it. Roll it.
The next 9 men and women on the Supreme Court will get there not because of their judgment, nor even their politics. They will get there because they were appointed by purchased presidents and confirmed by purchased senators. This is what John Roberts did today. This is a Supreme Court-sanctioned murder of what little actual democracy is left in this democracy. It is government of the people, by the corporations, for the corporations. It is the Dark Ages. It is our Dred Scott. I would suggest a revolution, but a revolution against the corporations that make all the guns and the bullets?
I'm not going to use the word subtle because subtle and Keith Olbermann don't mix, but in here, here we're kind of seeing, well, it's this whole anti-corporate, Republicans are for corporations subtext that filters through everything he does, and this decision is just a part of that, about how we're being taken over by evil corporate interests because we're all so stupid on the right and allow ourselves to be taken advantage of. Again, it's blatantly political. There's no question about what Olbermann does. And I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I have less of a problem with it than I do some of the more supposedly neutral people, like a lot of the people at CNN, whose bias is much more hidden. Olbermann, you know where he stands. He's a clown. And that's fine. If there are people who want to worship the clown, absolutely let them. But let's know where he's coming from. And certainly Fox's people, they've got their own agenda. And their agenda is based on the way they perceive the world as well. Every journalist does. There's no such thing as an unbiased journalist. And it's stupid. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly stupid to assume that somebody somewhere has absolute handle on the truth. In the news, you know what the truth is? The truth is an airplane crash. That is a fact. But in that same kind of a story, when you say experts consulted believe that this particular model of airliner has had continual safety problems, well, now we're kind of getting beyond the fact into speculation, and speculation that is colored by your particular worldview. Because in that kind of a story, if you, A, don't know anything about aviation or the industry at all yourself, you have to consult a certain expert. And the expert you consult and the expert you choose to believe is colored by your beliefs. And if you believe that people who build airplanes are corporations and who therefore try to hide things and who therefore can do awful, hidden practices that can compromise safety, that's the kind of expert you're going to seek out, and that's the kind of speculation you're going to present. I think your political views also decide which stories you're going to cover in the first place. In my own stupid little environmental world, there are all kinds of stories that I know about, and I sometimes share with you guys, that disprove or cast doubt on the global warming paradigm. But you never see those in the mainstream media. What you see are the anecdotal stories that tend to support it. And again, that's because the people choosing which stories to run, which studies to highlight, are doing so based on their personal view of the world. Keith Olbermann has a personal view of the world. It's out front for everyone to see. I don't have a problem with that. And he violated an NBC rule, and therefore technically, deserves a suspension. I guess my point is it's a stupid rule, because we should never assume any journalist is unbiased. And I sure as hell would like more of the progressive leftist media to come out as thoroughly as Olbermann has, so we can judge him for what he is and what he truly believes, rather than trying to hide behind this curtain of impartiality, which doesn't exist. Anyway, that is my take, and I remind you again, stay cool.